let's take a quick look at our paint. We'll start here. This is going to be our main base. This is MT64, which is a matrix toner. And a lot of guys will way over reduce through the airbrush. Some of them will not. I've not shot urethane through my airbrush yet, so it'll be an experiment. The other one we have is Eternal Blue Pearl. This is the main color of Tom's car. It's a pretty cool color. We'll open it up here in just a little bit. And then I think I called this Arctic White, and it's actually Frost White. It's Omni. This, I believe, is akin to the standard base from Matrix, so very similar things. I'm going to try and paint as transparent as I can through the layers, and the pearl I think will maybe help that a little bit. Just opening up the colors here so we can take a look. We got the black and we got the white. I want you guys to see how thick this paint is. This is a blue paint, and it almost looks black because there's so much pigment in it. It's the difference between good paint and cheap paint. Cheap paint, you would have seen all of this color run off and you just see a real transparent color. The fact is, you get what you pay for. They're not going to put awesome paint into a cheap paint can. What they're going to do is they're going to do just like your cocaine dealers do. They cut it in half and they don't put as much pigment in there. You don't get as much paint in your paint. You get enough binder and carrier and all that, but you don't get the pigment. This stuff covers incredibly well. I've fought the cheap paint battle before, and you wind up spending just as much on the cheap paint because you have to buy twice as much to get it to cover. But I just wanted to show you what that color looks like. And this isn't like a black color, it is a blue color. So when we spray it, you'll see it. Got all the solid goopus off the bottom. A lot of times it feels like dried paint or something, but that's all the good stuff. That's the goodie. You want to be sure to stir all that in. I don't think there's any such thing as over stirring on this paint. So I stir it all up, get all the chunks out of it, get it nice and smooth, put the cap back on, shake the absolute crap out of it, take the cap off, stir it back again, see if there's any little particles in there. You want it just as smooth as it can be, and you want it uniform, because if you open this can in a couple months, you want the right proportion of all the different things. So get it stirred up before you get started. So this is a 1.5 to 1. But you still have to be cognizant of how it's flowing, and think about the gun that you're using. I'm going to be using a little touch-up gun with a 1.0 tip, so it wants to be maybe just a little thinner than if we were doing, an entire car. And we're not going to be laying it down like we would on a normal car. We're going to be feathering this stuff on. It's going to feather in layers. So, just keeping all of that in mind while we're getting this ready here. And I do like to do the Tommy shoe trick. Love that kind. I like to keep my cans as nice as I can keep them, because I don't paint a lot of cars and some of my stuff sits on the shelf for a long time, and I want it to be nice when I go back to get it. You want to be able to read the labels and all of that kind of stuff. So, that's just part of doing this. So actually, we're going to shorten that up just a little bit there, a little bit. That's a messy looking tape bridge, but it will work. I'm going to use these little Dixie cups today, and that's how we're going to be doing things. See there, no mess. I cut a little Dixie cup in half there, and we're working in small quantity, so we can do this. We're working in ounces. Last thing we do before we put the paint in the gun is give it the old Milo test. Get a drip on there, see if she's running fast or slow, and that looks about perfect for what I want to do. Kind of a medium, and a little stir here. These filters, the hole in the filter is bigger than the gun. Bigger than this cup, so you just got to kind of be careful. And in we go. So our first color that we're going to put down is this pearl blue. I've forgotten the name of the color now. Let's see if we can get it right. Eternal Blue Pearl. There we go. So this should be fun. Alright, here is the setup. I got my light here, and I may actually click on both lights. Come on, buddy. There we go, just to give us some extra light. Make sure we see what's going on. I'm basically going to be painting in the flat of the barrel and then rotating this around to do what I want. I'm going to bring some lightning strikes all the way through. I've got some Scotch-Brites that are torn apart here, and I'm going to use those as kind of the edging for the clouds and stuff, where everything's going to originate. And I'm going to turn the sound off because I'm going to sit here and listen to music while I'm doing this. I do have a sweet new airbrush set up. I made this a few weeks ago. Just a little carrier there for the side of my box. And yeah. Let's see, last things last. I don't know if you guys can read that or not. It says TEV. Yep, Tom's electric vehicle. So I suppose there's no time like the present. Let's see what we have. Alright, well there we are. It's definitely not without fault, that's for sure. So the last thing we have is our outer ring. I think it's dirt. So there we are, kind of a final look. Hopefully it stays in focus. But there we are, a little TEV, Tom's electric vehicle. Got the center cap all raging there, and then did a little glow around the stem there. And I don't know, try and get some light in here. There we go. I don't know if that helps or not, but yeah, first one came out pretty sweet. That is it for the wheel project for now, till we get the other 4 wheels. In the meantime, don't let your meatloaf